Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of colors.
I am proud of my country's heritage, living on freedom's soil. Brave men have gone before me here, unafraid to pray and toil. And I intend to keep on building up what others seek to spoil. And God still bears his mighty arm when men to him are loyal. Yes, our God still bears his mighty arm when men to him are loyal. I was only a boy of 15 when my grandpa said to me, "Son, come with me today and I'll show you the way. This country of yours was won." So we drove out Washington County, Route 76, Ohio. 2 miles north of that Ohio River, we pulled to the side of the road. It was only an old cemetery, like others I'd seen before. Grandpa pointed out the names of our family who fought in the Revolutionary War. There was Benjamin, James, and Joseph. Grandpa told me as we drew near, they fought hard for what they believed in this land that we hold so dear. And I'm proud of my country's heritage, living on freedom's soil. Brave men have gone before me here, unafraid to pray and toil. And I intend to keep on building up what others seek to spoil. And God still bears his mighty arm when men to him are loyal. Yes, our God still bears his mighty arm when men to him are loyal. Well, the sun shone hot on the wheat field as we drove on back home to the farm. I looked out at the land and I thought of the stand that was taken in those times of alarm, when our country was yet a young nation and her call to serve rang through the land. And we answered that call no matter the price. We decided united to stand. Do you hear that? The call to serve ringing. God calls out his born-again son. Do you see now the power of God's spoken word is much greater than cannons or guns? With God's word on our lips
Oh,
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch, but so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' great glare, the bombs bursting in air, it proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
at least once a week since last October, I've had the privilege of writing an article in the St. Mary's Evening Leader, just expressing some of the things that I felt in my heart. This past Thursday, I wrote about Memorial Day, and tonight I would like for one of our military men to read that article to you.
Memorial Day is always a deep soul-searching day for me because I think of the call of God in comparison with the call of our country. For almost 40 years I have led our spiritual research, teaching, and fellowship troops into the spiritual battle against the adversary and his using and possessing people, demanding of me eternal vigilance. As I see it, when a man leads a nation and that nation declares war, he should be in the front lines leading the troops. So should his cabinet and all the senators and representatives who declared the war. If they are smart enough to declare it, they are smart enough to lead it. By the way, if an American citizen likes another country better than ours, for instance, communist Russia, better than the Republic of the United States of America, our tax dollars should buy that individual a one-way ticket with no return. The following letter will show you the heart of one man, although there are thousands like him in our beloved country. Dear Dean Ellenwood, your song Freedom's Soil is the first statement by anyone that has made me feel that all the time, blood, sweat, and tears I left in Vietnam were worth it. I spent 1965 to November of 1968 in Vietnam. I am a Navy hospital corpsman medic, still on active duty. I took care of the wounded Marines in Vietnam and was with them right up in the front lines. I saw firsthand death and destruction men inflict on each other. I was in the Tet Offensive of 1968 and was wounded, shot through the chest. 45 days later, during the evacuation of Quezon, I was wounded again by shrapnel exploding from a North Vietnamese rocket. Either one of these wounds could have been fatal, but it is by God's mercy and grace that I am alive. God knew that I would be coming to this city in August of 1979, and that 3 days after I got here I would go to a Twig Fellowship and sign up for the Power for Abundant Living class the same night. God also knew that I'd become a Twig leader in 1980 and a military WOW in 1981. I'm so very blessed because God knew all these things before the foundation of the world. During the evacuation of Quezon in 1968, I was brought a medical kit that was from a North Vietnamese. Inside I found a box of cotton, and printed on it was a gift to the North Vietnamese from the students of the University of California at Berkeley. That not only it hurt, it infuriated me and my comrades. We wondered, what the hell are we doing here? I left Vietnam in 1968 and went to Japan, where all the negative media hype about Vietnam made me wonder even more what I'd done. I personally felt I'd helped my fellow men in our country while in Vietnam, but later I doubted it very much. I felt the American public never appreciated what we'd done, not by our own decision, but by the decision of our government to send us there. But that's changing now. God has done a lot of healing in my heart and life since I've been in this beautiful class in ministry. I flipped out while in Japan from PVS, post-Vietnam syndrome, and frequently had horrible nightmares about Vietnam. But thank God I've only had one nightmare in the 2 years that I've been in our ministry. God sure has healed my life. I thank Him daily for His Word, His love, and for this ministry, and for the men of God who just trust God and keep moving the Word. That's the only salvation of an individual and of our nation. Thank God we still have it available in our country. In His service, FHG. And I am FHG, Frederick H. Geis. When our government calls men to fight and give their lives, the country should stand with those men. And those of us who don't go should support and help the ones that do. The way I see it, the people who declare war need to take care of the men who fight it.